Hello, what is this? Tuesday, Wednesday. It's Wednesday. Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to just a afternoon chat when you are at lunch at your break with the Sickle Cell Consortium. And we will be talking a little bit about, well, a lot of it about SCD Policy Forum. It is a thing that is happening. It is a thing that is coming up March 19th and 20th. And so I have a special guest who's going to come in and talk with me about the SCD Policy Forum. And so I just wanted to hop on. Now, y'all already know me. If you are here, if you are in the building, if you are at lunch and you are on this live, put it in the chat. Let me know that you are either eating, you're having fun, you are taking a break, you are breathing, you are meditating, something. Put it in the chat. Say hello to me. Don't have me sitting here talking to myself. Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining. It has been already, it's March. Happy March. And women out there, congratulations to all the women that are rocking it and is making sure that we are making moves in this community, period. I love it. So thank you guys for joining us. This conversation is really about SCD Policy Forum, but I wanted to go ahead and give you a few announcements about what's going on with the consortium. And the number one thing is the 8th Annual Leadership Summit. It is a thing that is happening. Registration will be open very shortly, and we are excited to welcome all of our 2024 partners. So, woohoo! I wish I had my little clap thing so that I can give everybody a round of applause. But we have so many partners and advocates in this space, and I'm super excited about what is to come for our community. Our theme for the Leadership Summit this year is lead the way, a new era in sickle cell advocacy. I always forget it, but that is the theme for this year. And we're going to carry that on out for the entire year because absolutely we as advocates and in this community are leading the way. We're experts in our own health. And I just want to make sure that you guys remember that and know that. That's it. Now, I have a very, very special guest. One of my good friends who was our new friend, but now a good friend because anytime she's come to Texas, she's going to have to come and stop by. But it is Miss Ariel. Yes.
Hi.
Hey, lady. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Isn't she gorgeous? Oh, my God. I love this community. She's so gorgeous.
Thank you. Good to be here.
I'm so glad that you're here with me to discuss SCD Policy Forum. We've been talking about it for the last 2 to 3 months, and it is finally almost here. And we have some announcements and some deadlines y'all do not want to miss. But before we get into it, let's get to know Miss Ariel.
Yes.
Ariel, let us know who you are and what do you do over at Six Cells.
Yeah, so like Sharonda said, my name is Ariel. I say I always like the mermaid, but the way the crab says it with like the little Caribbean accent. But anyway, I am at Six Cells. I'm currently the business development and operations coordinator. So I work with heavily a lot of our industry partners, sponsorships. I manage our boards, and then I do dabble in some of our programs. So when events like this come up, I'm going to be very supportive. Hopefully I can attend some of the meetings. And so that's kind of where I fit in with Six Cells, and it's been really good. So
awesome.
yes.
And thank you so much for joining us because I know you guys are super busy and getting ready for this event. Now, I do want everybody to know because I did get a question earlier this week. Is it virtual or will you guys be in person?
It's virtual, 100%.
Virtual. 100%.
Yes.
It's definitely virtual, everyone. So don't worry about that. You can be in the comfort of your own home and, get all of the information. And, the consortium, we've done event after event virtually and in person, and virtually just allows more inclusion. So everybody will be able to be a part of it. So don't worry, it's virtual. Come on, grab your computer, your phone, your headphones, and come and be a part. Can you tell us a little bit about what is SCD Policy Forum?
Yes, I'd love to. So I feel like I'm a seasoned policy forum now. Again, last year's my first year. I'm a veteran. But the event, it's a 2-day event. So I'll start there, March 19th and 20th. So day one, that's the prep day. That's the day that if you haven't attended a policy forum in the past, I highly recommend you attend day one because that's where you'll get to see what a mock meeting looks like. So we'll do a fake meeting with fake legislators just so you see. Some people have no idea even how the meetings go, what they look like.
Yeah.
So I think that's important to attend. And then also you're going to meet your group through our breakout sessions. So that's also an important time where you get to meet the different people who may be in your district, who's next door. We match you in people so that you meet the legislator that is within your state. So you want to be able to meet your group. You want to be able to say, hey, I feel comfortable sharing my story. I would like to share. And then some other people might be a little bit more familiar with the legislative priorities and they may want to follow up with that. Or you may not want to talk at all. And that's perfectly okay too. It's okay to show support, to be in the meeting, to shadow. But it's just important to figure that out. So I do recommend that you attend that. Like Sharonda said, it's virtual. So if you can't attend, everything or all your meetings, it's important to meet who your group is. So you can email them and let them know, hey, I can't make this meeting. And so that's why I really recommend day one for everyone, but especially if you haven't attended a policy forum with us in the past. And then, yes, do you want to jump in?
Yeah, so day one, I want to say, like, even for me, last year was my very first time kind of doing this with Six Cells, and we, partnered with the SCDAA. And I was like, I really was in a place was like, I don't really want to do this because this is not my jam. This is not my thing. I really do advocacy in a different space. I want to encourage people that this educational session, like she said, you can sit back and listen. You can really get the education and get the information. We want as many people as possible to participate because I think that also lends to a good group of people asking the questions that, nobody else is asking. And remembering that everyone had to start somewhere. Like, remember that, this was my first time last year. Ariel, we veterans now. We
yeah, I know.
But education, and if you know anything about the consortium, education is our jam. It's our thing, making sure that you are absolutely ready and prepared for day two. So I just wanted to throw that in, that education, this session, if you don't even go to day two, getting this education, knowing what's going on in the community and the people that are a part of it, because there are organizations that around the world that are working in tandem to try to make sure that we move bills and move different things and learning the bill names. Yep. I could tell you, your girl do not know, but being a part of like groups like this and being a part of these educational sessions will help you move for day two and beyond. So just wanted to put that in there.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree that that's huge. I mean, and even aside from the breakout room and the mock meetings, there is going to be speakers and panelists. So that's going to be a great opportunity to go, even if you can't make day two.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's 11 to 3 Eastern. I wanted to flag that. And then day two, that's like the main event. That's where you meet your legislators, and that's where that's where you have your meetings. And you should feel super prepared because you attended day one. You know what's going to go. You know the flow. You met your group. You know what you're going to do in the meeting. You know whether you're going to share your story. You know whether you're going to talk about the federal asks. And it's just, I think it's really good just because even in the day one, you can even try and connect your federal priorities with the asks. Sometimes they really work together and play nice. So yeah, day two, it's all strategy. These are all things, tidbits I've learned along the way. But yeah, so day two, that's actually 9 to 5 all time zones. So advocacy associates, that's who you'll get an email from. You'll see an email form when your meetings are about 10 days out. We don't have that information for you right now if you registered, just because of the nature of Congress. We can't get you that schedule until a little bit closer to the event. But you should not be in meetings back to back all day, but we do ask that you are flexible because meetings can be scheduled anywhere in between that 9 to 5 all time zones time period. So that's a spiel of the event. Did I miss anything?
No. What I wanted to say about day two as well is when she was talking about that day two is where you'll talk to your Congress people. Now, I will also say I know from my experience from last year, what we did was we kind of had one person that was like the forefront of people like that was talking. So I do want you to know that when you are a part of these groups, it is a community. And so you get to know the person that's in your region, in your state, in your city. And if you are not the person that, like me, I don't put me up front to talk to the people, but you can get your input. You can, take notes for everybody. You can be the one that maybe doing the screenshots
Yep.
for the group. Like there is a place for you. Don't think that, oh, I don't want to talk, so that means that I can't go or I can't be a part. No, there's a place for you. And so as a group, if you guys come together and decide who's going to be doing what, and maybe, this time I'll talk and next time Ariel talk, this time, somebody else will talk, so that everybody has a chance to talk to Congress, number one. And then number two, making sure that it's a collaborative event. And so one of the reasons why 6L and SC3 is coming together is because we have different audiences. And different, everybody has different paths and different journeys when it comes to advocacy. And so you may not be the person that's going to just talk to the people, and that's okay. And so I just wanted to put that in there as well. So you can come in, you can listen in for your first year. I will encourage as many people to come and share and tell your story. And one thing that they told me last year that I was like, it hit me in my chest. And what they said is nobody can tell your story better than you. Nobody knows what you can say to your Congress people better than you can. And so when you're thinking about day 2, don't think about it as I have to be so formal and I have to say the right words and the right things. They're really there to hear from you. They're really there to hear your stories. Like it really is. At first I was like, I don't know whether I'm using the right verbiage, the right language. Of course, day 1, we're going to train, we're going to tell you, but ultimately it is about your voice being heard to the people that are actually helping to make these bills and these changes in Congress. Bam.
Absolutely. Agreed.
And so Ariel has talked about day 1 and day 2, and which I absolutely love. And so I'm going to talk to you, Ariel, just real quick, like your experience, like for last year, because we veterans now. I'm going to keep saying that. Your experience last year when you first got into it, because I know you do a lot of like behind the scenes, and me and you we're in the same lane, like we're operations, like we got to make sure things are in order. But when it comes to being in front, it was like kind of new. Tell me a little bit about your experience for last year, even though you are more of the behind the scenes person.
Right. Yeah. So I don't have a personal connection to sickle cell disease myself. I haven't been a caretaker, so I was not a fit to clearly share my story. I've only kind of seen through members of my church community and families with the trait, so I didn't feel necessarily comfortable sharing my story. And again, it's not going to be as compelling as compared to someone who has had more of a front seat experience. So I think for some of the meetings, I was best able to follow up and kind of share, thank you for sharing your story. We would like you to support. Let me even pull up Segue. I have all of oh goodness, I don't know if you can see that. Probably not. But we have a beautiful sheet that has all of our priorities for us listed.
Is it this one?
Nope. If you can just keep sliding, although that's good too. We can talk about that after.
Okay. All right, Joyce and everything.
I know. There you go. Perfect. There it is. So that is like my little cheat sheet. I have it on my phone, or if you prefer to have it printed out, I'm able to see exactly based on, thank you for sharing your story. We would like for you to, one of our requests is for the appropriation of $15 million for programs under HRSA Sickle Cell Disease Treatment Act. And then you can also let them know, I would like to email you this sheet. It has everything listed. And then you're able to see, we need to increase the number of clinicians and health professionals knowledgeable about the care for sickle cell disease. That falls under this program under HRSA. This is valuable for us. So I was able to kind of go through, I had my sheet prepared. Again, we have amazing people on our government affairs team who was able to put this list together from an expert standpoint. And then for me and Sharonda, we were able to just come in and say, oh, boom, this has already been laid out. This is clear. All I have to do is say what we need. Another request, appropriate $25 million for SCDC. Can talk about, the Centers of Disease Control, that there's 11 states involved in their plans to expand. All these things are, the actual things that we hope that these legislators can do, and we've been able to come through it from a community standpoint and agree on these federal asks. And then on some of the meetings, I didn't have anything to say. Somebody else wanted to jump in. Somebody else even covered it. And
Yeah.
things ebb and flow. Sometimes they're going to run out of time, and then you only get to one of your asks, or all of them, or what if it's 5 minutes and they only had time to share their story. So that's kind of where I was able to kind of weave in and out and play it by, as I was seeing the meetings, I gained more experience, and then I was able to see where I best fit in. I knew for some of my roles that I'm not going to do any asks. We don't have time. So it really kind of depended. You can be prepared, again, as we said, on day one as much as possible. But of course, things come up. You have to be prepared to be flexible if the meeting is shorter or longer, or whatever the case. So.
And I will say what something that you said that I really appreciate and am thankful for is that there was no personal connection, but you're an advocate for, you work around, you have people
Right.
That are, affected, that you are close to. And so the thing about this policy forum and the partnership is that you do not have to have sickle cell to be an ally. You know what I'm saying? So being an ally just really means that I see that, there's something going on. I don't like it. I want to help make change. What can I do? If you have that, what can I do? Spirit, then what you can do is come and be a part of this and listen first, and then help advocate for people that in moments can't advocate for themselves. Because I will tell you, so as a warriors, we good. We can advocate for ourselves, but it's always great to have allies. It's always great to have people around us that also care about what we care about and the things that we need, so that the voice, our communities can grow a little bit larger. Because if we're just talking to ourselves in our group, in our community, without those allies and without those other advocates, then we're really just in a circle. And so I think it's always super important to have other advocates in this space to kind of take the lead, or at least take a listen, where you're coming in, you are observing, and then you are helping to push the initiative that we have. So I want to just say that as well, because a lot of people are like, oh, I don't have sickle cell, I don't have the trait, I don't, but how do I be a part of it? Well,
how do I fit in?
Exactly. What do you fit in? So I'm thankful that you even said that, because that's important too. That's very important.
One of we had it pulled up. That's the thing we kind of skimmed over. That was the fact sheet. That's another thing that someone maybe can talk about as well. Again, we can't assume. We're meeting with legislators that cover a variety of issues. These are not sickle cell disease experts. These are not hematologists. These are Congress people that deal with all types of a vast array of issues.
Yeah.
So we're squeezing in, trying to, again, education. What is sickle cell disease? You have your sheet, so you can say, oh, it's a rare genetic life-shortening blood disorder. It affects every organ in the body. What is the economic burden of disease? These are kind of things that we put specifically because we know that they're going to care about that. That $2.9 billion, that's annual direct costs of SCD for the federal government. I think this tool is very valuable, just so you can quickly see at a very high level what sickle cell disease. There's your cheat sheet, your fact sheet. And that's another role. Someone can say, hey, I would like to just share, or you can even ask them, are you familiar with sickle cell disease? They may say, no, I've never heard of it, or no, can you refresh me? Perfect. You have a tool for that.
Yeah. And one thing that you just said that I appreciated is that what this fact sheet is there for. If you're going to be there, you're going to get all this information. You're going to get it virtually, so you'll get the information. So don't feel like, oh my God, I don't have it. What can I say? One thing that I appreciated about Six Cells and the partnership is that you have the information here. They are veterans at, knowing what, these Congress people care about, what's like the buzzwords or the things that you need to really
Mhm.
lay into. And so that's why the education portion is super important, but
Yep.
also why stuff like this is important. There's already a outline that you can go by. Absolutely, you can go off of, the outline and put your own spin on it or your own story, but these are the facts,
Mhm.
i.e. the fact sheet. So
Yep.
these are the facts. And if you know anything about Congress or anything like that, they like statistics. They like to know the numbers
Yep.
because those are buzzwords to them, because they're like, oh, wait, okay, did you just say you
Mhm.
need 2.998 billion? Like, did you just say that we need,
Yep.
$10,000? So these buzzwords or numbers will help you in your conversations with them. We are not by any means saying that this is exactly what you have to say, although it's written out for you and you can have all the information and you
Yeah.
want to be as accurate as possible. But absolutely, like having things like this is what the training is about on day one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You have it all. We're going to talk through it, and then you have it in your back pocket to share. I don't know how we can get this. Well, we're going to have, hopefully, you registered in time and you'll have a program booklet. But
Oh, go ahead and tell them the time for registration. So for those that you are here, you over there eating your lunch and you
I
take
know,
a moment, we got to tell you your registration date.
please by March 8th so that you can be involved. I mean, you can register all the way up until the day of for day one. But if you want to be a part of the meetings and to be scheduled, March 8th. So,
March 8th, y'all. It is March 8th, and we are really and like she said, it's a virtual. So absolutely you can register until. But if you want the booklet, and I mean the yeah,
me, all that. Yep.
yeah, if you want all that information, March 8th, and share this, like tell people about it. We're going to go ahead and put up the link for registration as well while we're here, just in case y'all was about to drop off because you had to go back
Yep.
to work. I want to make sure you have that link because it is super important that
Mm.
you have all the information that you need. There is a new link, I believe. Hold on, let me make sure that I have the right one. One, two. Okay, here we go. Here is the link. Joyce probably like, ma'am, get it together. You're supposed to already send me this link. But here is the link right now. I'm putting it in on the screen for everybody. That's the link for SCD policy 424.
Yep.
This is what you would do for registration. And oh, I just saw in the chat, and I know we were going to take questions afterwards, but I listen, if you have questions now, we will take them.
Mm-hmm.
If you are international, unfortunately, you are unable to register for this event. However, the Sickle Cell Consortium will have all of the education placed in our Warrior Network so that you guys can get the information later. But this is a US based event. And I know that we have loads of international partners. So I just want to personally apologize for that. However, right now for this particular event, it is for US based organizations, but we are not leaving you out. We will make sure that after the event is over, internationals, you will get the basic educational information so that you can at least see what's happening over here. And if you wanted to model some things after, you absolutely could, but we will make sure that you have the information after the event. So I did see that in the chat. But the date again is March 8th. March 8th. And y'all, I have a number in mind, okay, of people. Last year we reached the number. I want to go beyond that. And
Let's
y'all know
hear
how I get. I'm challenging the people. I am challenging the people. I need you to register. I need you to be a part of this event. And it's not just about the numbers. Let me be clear. Let me tell you one of the reasons why I want so many people here. It's because when we show up, okay, when we show up to things like this, then we get recognized. They're like, oh, it's important to this community. It's when people
it.
have events like this and we don't show up, we don't say anything, we don't support, then Congress and everybody else is like, well, I mean, if the community don't care, then why should we care? And
Yeah.
so we really need you guys to show up. And yes, your teenagers, next generation, come through.
Come
Like
through.
it's exactly train
Mhm.
up a child. I'm just saying, we do it all the time. We do it all the time. So come through. You are welcome. Next generation, you are welcome to be a part of it. You guys, like, let me tell you something. Our next generation over here at the consortium, they ask the hard questions. Even I sometimes have to clutch my pearls and be like, hold on, let me get back to you. Because they have good stories, they have good questions, they have good storytelling skills. And so I want to make sure that they are understanding that you are also involved and we are not leaving you guys out. All right. So I know we have a little bit of time left. And so what I did want to go through real quick, Ariel, is the tips, because how do you prepare for this? I mean, yes, we are going to have the educations, but girl, how do we prepare for this? How do we make sure that we are good?
Yeah, I love that we have our little tip sheet.
Yes.
These are just some things, like we said, the non technical logistical things, but just what you may want to include. We can go through the list. So find a quiet space. All these things, we just want you to put your best foot forward. We want you to feel like, you're prepared, you're professional. So it's ideal that you're in a quiet space, that if you're able to find a bright place so that people can see your face. If you're in a dark room, that might appear, a little different. So hopefully they can just see you, that you're in a quiet space, that you're camera ready. That's what we would say for number one. Want a tag team? What do you think about?
Yeah, so number two, I'll do number two, hydration. Listen, warriors.
Yeah.
I don't have my drink. I'm over here trying to tell the people to drink. And
you got
yours. You got yours. Ah! Okay, so yes, making sure you are hydrated, because like she said earlier, you're going to be going from meeting to meeting, and sometimes it's not going to be back to back, but sometimes it is. So you want to be prepared. Yeah, I know, right? I got my tea though. I got my tea.
History month.
I see you, girl. I got my tea though, but you gotta stay hydrated. Like ain't nobody trying to go to a virtual event and get sick because we weren't hydrated. So hydration is super important, and not just for making sure you're good, but also make sure your throat good. Okay, y'all know, because you don't do a lot of cracking and stuff. So make sure you are staying hydrated. My friend just a bottle of water. Yes. And she over here side-eyed me like, okay, sorry. But
we got
stay hydrated. Make sure that you are, if you have any tea or your hot chocolate or your coffee in the morning. If you are a coffee drinker, I'm just gonna say it and then I'll give the next one to Ariel. Listen, if you're a coffee drinker, listen, go ahead and get your coffee. If you're one of them people that can't talk to nobody until after you have your coffee or have your drink, do that for us, okay? Let's not have, no attitudes, be hungry and whatnot. So so stay hydrated. Make sure your voice is all tuned up and ready to speak, because you're going to talk a lot, especially if you're going to be the front person.
Yeah. You don't want to randomly start coughing and then you're stuck and you're like your story interrupted. That's not good. It's good. Have something on hand at your desk next to you. I think that's
exactly
a thing. Totally agree. So tip number 4, virtual meetings go a lot better when using a computer or tablet. We find that's the most successful way. I'm on a tablet right now. I have my phone next to me. I'm like a device. I have the Apple ecosystem next to me at all times.
Me too, girl. I got my tablet, my computer,
I know,
and the phone. I'm like,
yes,
all of them.
Yeah, it's just easier if you're having your meetings on, either your computer or your tablet. Maybe if you need to have your phone next to you, if you need to send a quick email to your group. I think that might be a better use of the mobile device.
Yeah.
But I think that for all intents and purposes, try your best to use a computer or tablet during your meetings.
I would agree. And like the fact sheets and stuff, if you use your computer, you can have them up on the tabs up too as well. So that will help you stay kind of on task. Like me, sometimes my team is like, okay, wrap it up. And so it'll just help you stay on task and, have your points in front of you. So yeah, I agree. Make sure you have your, use all of your devices wisely. So if you are the type of person that, you have to read things when you get nervous, you may want to have it on the screen so that you can still look like you're at eye level to the person that you're talking to.
Yep.
The other one, we skipped this one, which is 3, which is your headphones. Okay, listen, I don't need headphones, but because my audio is good on my computer. But if you are in a place like you are driving to get take your kids to school, or you're doing something, put your headphones in so that you
Yep.
can block out some of the noise that's behind you. Now, it's ideal for you to have a quiet space, but it's life be life.
Life.
And so sometimes that's not a choice. So
Mhm.
headphones, earbuds, anything like that would be very good, especially if you're going to be talking, because
Mhm.
you want their time is precious. First of all, everybody's time is precious, but they are on a time schedule. Let's just be clear. I don't want anything like for
Mhm.
you to think that you can come and give a dissertation, because that's not how this
Not gonna work.
actually works. So their time is precious. So you want to make sure whatever you're saying to them, that it's translated, that they can hear you very clearly. So
Mhm.
headphones or earbuds is really good to make sure of that.
Yep. Thanks for covering that. That's huge. Okay, I'll do number 5.
Girl.
Take a minute. We gotta take a minute to focus and control your breathing. You
Yes.
know, you're gonna be back to back meetings, and you might be sharing something that's heavy for you.
Yeah.
This is asking a lot of somebody to share their story and share their experience. So you want to make sure that you're able to just focus, that you're able to take a deep breath, you have your sip of water. You want to have everything that you need to be able to present yourself in the best way. Um, so I think that that goes, that's more important than you think. Just to be
Yeah.
able to take a minute in between meetings, if you just need to calm down, close your eyes, focus on your breaths. We're very big on mindfulness, meditation, breathing, because we're trying to survive.
Yeah.
Just be honest.
Yeah.
So we don't want to undermine the importance of just like the gravity of what's happening here.
Exactly. And knowing that you don't really have to like speed through it, but if you say it with a controlled breath and
Yep.
really with your whole heart, I think that would impact them a
Mm-hmm.
lot more than a whole bunch of stuff being like put
Mm-hmm.
at people. So I agree with you, just kind of controlling your breathing and
Yep.
controlling what you're doing. So that was really good. I
Mm-hmm.
like that. And number 6 I have, which is, and remember your story is what matters and why they should help.
Yep.
So whatever we have said, all the things that we've talked about, remember first that
Mm.
you guys, what you have to say matters.
Yep.
Like caregivers, what you got to say matters.
Yep.
Warriors, you already know like how we feel about that. What you say matters. And even
Mm-hmm.
if you're in a space where you feel like, nobody's listening or what have you, understand that this is the time, if there was ever one, this is the time where you could actually like say what matters to you. And some of the examples of things that I think, we talked about the fact sheet, some of the examples of things that I was talking about last year was really about access to care for us, and my experience with that, and
Mm-hmm.
access to making sure that I had transportation when my doctor's appointments were happening. So like there is some things that you can write down. So be prepared. So though that there is a fact sheet, I would also add to this entire list is when, and we're doing this on creative content, is knowing your story, knowing exactly what you want to talk about, because you can't talk about everything. You got to pick, a few things that will be impactful for, legislators, but just know that writing something
Yep.
down, jotting down a few points would
Mm-hmm.
help you stay on task and stay within what the conversation is. So yes, yay, I think we went good with the tips. Now if y'all have questions, do not hesitate to ask them in the chat. We
Yeah.
only have a few more minutes, but listen, we are here for the questions. That's what we're here for today. How to prepare, what's the tips, what we need to, what we're looking out for. So
Yep.
ask me and her, like we good, we ready to take questions.
Quick thing, we can't record the meetings. That was
Ooh,
like
that's
the
a good
fun
one.
little thing under. Yes, please do not record your meeting. You're welcome to take a picture to share on social media with everyone. Get everyone's permission first, but we only do screenshots.
Yeah.
Just wanted to
That's
put.
good to. Oh, that's good. That's a good
Yeah.
one, because in an age where everybody got their phone and
Yeah.
recording, and I'm like, okay,
We
I'm
want
recording you. Yeah,
compliance. Yes.
let's make sure that we are
Yes.
very compliant to that one, because that
Yeah.
is important to make sure that they want to come back, because these conversations, they want to be able to feel safe and be able to speak,
Yes.
earnestly and honestly. And so I want to make sure, yeah, that's a good one, and we
Yeah.
need to make sure that we talk about that again, before the 19th, we'll probably our team will probably get on here just to, have another live just to answer anything else. But yeah, I think that's a good one, and I missed that one. So
no worries.
Good job, girl. So the other thing that I kind of wanted to talk about for SCD Policy Forum is that what you see is two organizations coming together, the collaboration.
Yep.
I enjoy this because we get a chance to work together as a community. And sometimes a lot of people are like, oh, sickle cell is not unified. They're not this, not that. The lies you tell, because we are. Black girl magic. I'm a black boy too, but black girl magic.
All the way.
All the way. Like, I feel like we're coming into an era where without collaboration, we understand that, together we're going to make more of an impact. So I feel like we're in that era of collaboration, just period, in this community. And I just want to say publicly, I'm thankful that we get a chance to do things like this with each other. And it may not be like, for me, legislative is not my jam, but it's important. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so for you guys, you are focused on it. And so I want to talk to them about the ambassador program real quick. And if you let them know what that looks like, what that means, because you can get more out of this than just the SCD Policy Forum. You can also become an ambassador.
Yeah. Thanks for adding that. I echo all of your sentiments. I love being able to collaborate, meet new people that I wouldn't have been exposed to prior to. And a little bit about the ambassador program. It is one of Six Cells' 2 programs. So anybody who wants to be involved can be. It's completely volunteer based. And I don't have a link, but if you go online to our Six Cells website, you can access the Join an Ambassador page on the website, and you are more than welcome. We would love for you to join. That way you stay up to date on all things happening in the sickle cell world. You're able to stay abreast about events that we're having. We have monthly meetings where you stay up to date on what conferences are happening, what's going on. When the big FDA approvals happen, there is a space to be able to talk about that. So it's really, it's an amazing place to just start, to be plugged in. And we have such a wide range of ambassadors. We have providers as ambassadors, we have community members, we have caretakers, we have warriors. So, and we just have people who want to find a way to volunteer. That's how I got involved. I just wanted to attend there it is. I just wanted to attend the blood drive. I wanted to show, find a way to get involved, to volunteer. So I just showed up. I got to go to the blood drive. I was able to donate blood. I learned about the ambassador program, and that's where I started. So anyway, I think it's a great start. Thank you so much. The behind the scenes is behind the scening.
We got you.
Oh, there it is. So there's our website. There's how you become an ambassador. Yes, feel free to explore the page.
And I wanted to do that also because I feel like a lot of times when we have events like this, people are like, I don't know anything about it. I don't know anything about it. I don't know what's going on. I wanted more information. And what I didn't show, even on that page, it has like information about SCD Policy Forum.
Right.
And so you can be really informed just by going to our websites.
Yep.
And so I would encourage you guys to really tap in to make sure that you are part of this community, not just per event, but just like engaged in everything that's happening. And there's a space and a place for you. So there's not always, it's not always like big roles or little roles. It's just community. And so you can be a part of it. So I just wanted to share that with all the people. Absolutely. And I know you're going to have to go in a few minutes, but I also wanted to, for our last thing is I wanted to make sure that we shout out our leaders in this space. So for Six Cells, it is
Ashley Valentine, president and co-founder.
Yes. And for SC3, everyone knows it is Dr. Lakia Bailey. And I want to shout out our leaders too, because I feel a lot of times they are in the background, moving the pieces, making sure are happening. But those two leaders allowed us as a team to come together to collaborate and do things like this. So shout out to the leaders in this space who are making it their intention, making it their what am I trying to say? well, there it's an intentional
Mm,
thing for them to collaborate with other people.
yep.
And so shout out to Ashley and definitely to Dr. Lakia Bailey. We
Yes.
appreciate both of you guys. And I hope I see all of the people that have been in and out on this page, on this live. Come to the SCD Policy Forum. And we're going to put up here right now. If
Yay.
you're on your computer, girl, scan it. Go ahead and register.
Mhm.
March 8th. Exactly. Take that phone out and scan it. And if you have any questions, you still comment on this underneath this chat here. We're going to leave this up just for a moment, but you can comment, you can ask your questions. Our team at the consortium will be able to answer questions for you. Again, I want to apologize to our international partners. We are definitely going to make sure that there's space and opportunity for you guys to have something like this, but as of right now, there is not. But register, send, share, make sure that you are a part of this movement because it is just that we are moving the needle. We are moving this community in, I believe, the right direction, which is the reason why we're doing this year, Lead the Way, a new era in sickle cell advocacy. So thank you again, Ariel, for joining us.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate you. My new friend. Yes.
I love it. It's so fun. I feel like we're just on FaceTime.
I know, right? We're just talking. We're just having a conversation and letting everybody hear
Uh,
our convo.
yes,
Well,
this is
you
good.
have a great evening and a great week, and I will make sure to see you on the 19th as well. So, thank
Yep.
you guys for 6Ls. All right,
Thank you. Thank you.
bye bye. So, everyone else, thank you guys for joining us. I know she had to go, and I wanted to make sure that I was mindful of her time. But I also wanted to get on here and just say from the Sickle Cell Consortium, I forgot to introduce myself at the beginning. Sorry. I am Sharonda Sykes. I'm the Director of Operations over at the Sickle Cell Consortium, which I love. And I do all things, everything. And so I just really wanted to encourage each and every one of you guys to come and be a part of the event on next, is it next week? Oh my God. No, we got a week after. Oh Lord, I thought it was next week. On March 19th and the 20th, which is SCD Policy Forum. And it's all about legislative and being able to thank you, team. I love y'all. So this is just a wrap up to let you guys know what's going on. Oh, I see something in the chat. Let's see, IPCA are here all the time and support. Okay. Oh, yay. Okay, absolutely. Yeah, we have a very supportive community, so I'm super excited about that. The other thing is Kiara Kofer. She will not be doing Kicking It with Kiara this evening. That will be rescheduled to next week or the week after. You will get information about that. So make sure you guys tune in to that show. And as well, we have creative content that is going on right now. Woo-hoo! This is a class for the leaders in this community or the creators. If you're a creator and you want to be a part of a creative content class, that's what we're doing right now every Tuesday. Yes. Oh, girl, my team is the bomb. Creative content class is happening every Tuesday until the leadership summit, and then we have post classes after that. But we are getting ready to create some amazing content that's going to be impactful for this community. We're doing our brochures and we're redoing our advocacy cards. We are doing some video work and production. So it is going to be bananas and I'm super excited about it. So every one of you guys that are a part of this community, please know that Sharonda thanks you and loves you for being a part. So that is it for us right now. Let me make sure I don't have any other announcements. Team, do I have any other announcements? Is there anything else that I am missing before I let the people go and eat their lunch? Y'all, how's y'all lunch doing? I mean, what did y'all eat today? I got questions because I feel like I'm in my hungry era as well. Your girl is hungry over here. But I hope you guys are doing good on today. Thank you again to the community for joining me for this live. Thanks to 6Ls for joining me. And that's it. It's a wrap. I will see y'all later. Thank you. Have a great one.